Good afternoon. Sava here from Football Heritage TV. Yes, so the long anticipated wait for the return of the Premier League. It's finally here. Tottenham Hotspur are back in action. And when we're playing this lovely football that we're seeing under Postecoglou, every fan is looking forward to it. So let's have a look at tomorrow's game. Spurs versus Sheffield United at White Hart Lane. I'm always going to call it White Hart Lane. Anybody going against a Spurs win? Raise their hands. Didn't think so. I can't imagine there will be many people that will be going against Tottenham Hotspur in this game. Our rivals will be hoping for sure. The Arsenals, the Liverpools, the Chelseas, Man City even, West Ham. All of these clubs will be hoping that Tottenham Hotspur lose after we've made such a great start to the season. A start that many of us didn't predict, and a start that definitely none of them predicted. They all had us down as relegation candidates. No Harry Kane. Where are the goals coming from? We need goal scorers. Some Spurs fans said it, but the majority of Spurs fans, I think, were pretty level-headed and said, well, look, we're still going to score goals. It's just whether or not we can keep them out at the other end. Because if you go from conceding 63, like we did last year, to conceding, say, 40 to 45 this year, you don't need to score as many at the other end. But Spurs, nevertheless, have started brilliantly on both fronts. We've defended well, we've attacked well, we've scored goals, and we've scored goals from all around the pitch. So, what is the proposition of Sheffield United coming to White Hart Lane? Well, Sheffield United currently sit 17th. So they are not in the relegation zone. They'll be very glad to hear that after 4 games. But they have only got 1 point from their 4 games. So Sheffield United have managed to get 1 point from their 4 games, which was, of course, a draw with Everton last week, who are in the bottom 3 below them. So it looks like it will be a long, tough season for Sheffield United. They've scored 4 goals. They've conceded 7. So what can Sheffield United hope for from this game? As I said, Tottenham Hotspur will be the overwhelming favourites. But the Premier League, any league, to be honest, has a way of throwing up these banana skins. Me, I don't think it's going to be a banana skin. I think we will win it comfortably. I have been wrong in the past. I'm sure many people have said this before. They've gone, oh, it's so-and-so at home. It's a banker. It's 3 points. Then we go on to lose the game. But I can't see this happening tomorrow. This looks like a different Spurs. A steely type of Spurs. A cohesive unit of a Spurs, if you will. Now, all of that will make me look in the mug if this time tomorrow Spurs have indeed lost to Sheffield United. But I'm going to go with a 4-0 win. I think that Tottenham are going to have way too much for Sheffield United. I think Sheffield United will put 10 men behind the ball. They'll play the proverbial low block. And they will try and hold out for as long as possible. Now, this is a great tactic for smaller teams against bigger teams to play the low block, to try and hold out. All the while it's 0-0, it's a superb tactic. The moment it goes 1-0, that tactic kind of goes out the window a little bit, doesn't it? So I would expect a frustrating start to the game. I think we'll see that Sheffield United will pull out all the tricks, all the dark arts. They'll probably give away a lot of fouls, and they'll want to make sure that Spurs can't run through them easily at the back. Now, Tottenham have got the creativity to get through that. You've got the players like James Maddison, player of the month. Big up to you, sir. James Maddison, our vice-captain, player of the month. 2 goals, 2 assists. He will certainly have the creativity to breach the Sheffield United backline. Manor Solomon, tricky. You don't know if he's going to go on the outside, come on the inside. He's good at linking up play. Son, absolutely phenomenal last game. Really got into the Man United game and the Bournemouth game as well, especially when he went up front. So he'll fancy it. Kulu, as you all know, I've been slightly disappointed with Kulu, but can he come into the game? Can he enjoy a sustained spell of possession out there on the right? So we will be able to break through them. Finishing is a different subject. Now, this leads me on to the team news. This leads me on to the predicted lineups. The predicted lineup is purely my own predictions. I've not seen anything. I don't know anything. And I will ask all of you for your predicted lineups. For me, we started last time out, didn't we? With Vicario in goal, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Doggy, Basuma, Sarr, Madison, Kulusevski, Solomon, and Son. I personally don't think anything is going to change. I personally wouldn't change it as well. There's been lots of conversations this week about, would you change your winning team? Don't know what that was. Would you change your winning team to bring in Brennan Johnson, say, 47 million signed on deadline day? Would you bring him in to have his debut? Or do you keep a team with the theory of, well, if it's not broke, don't fix it? You scored 5 goals away from home. Sonny looked brilliant through the middle. Solomon looked excellent on the left. Kulu did a lot of hard work down the right. And I'm sure the goals and assists will come for Kulu and a bit more of the attacking side of his game. So with that in mind, would you immediately bring Brennan Johnson into the fold? I wouldn't. I would bring him on, say, 70, 75 minutes for his debut. Let the crowd give him a right good roar when he comes on for Kulusevski or Son or Solomon or whatever, depending on how the game is panning out. Let him use his pace. Let him try and get him behind. That's what I would do. What would you do? I would also add that should he drop Solomon or Kulusevski, I think it would be really, really tough after scoring 5 goals away from home. So for me, I think you've almost got to stick with the same team. Equally, I can only talk about me. And I'll always ask you your opinions, but I don't want to see Son put back out to the left to sacrifice someone else coming into the middle. I think Sonny is better through the middle. Finishing is his game. That is what I want to see. With that in mind, I can't see any changes to the midfield three unless anyone did pick up a knock on international duty that so far we've not been made privy to. Sarr, Basuma and Madison all played for their countries. No reports of any of them being injured, so I would expect that to be the back three. The back four, you would expect to be the same. Romero, there were the reports that he had a knock, but then he played. Then he got that crunching tackle as well. So has that affected him? I haven't seen anything to say that. So I would assume it will be Mickey van der Ven and it will be Romero. Porro right back. And a doggy who was meant to travel for international duty but got a fever. I would expect 2 weeks later that that's probably gone and he will play, as with Vicario, in goal. Since then, Davinson Sanchez was on a bench. He has now left the football club. So if you look at the bench from last time, I think they're all still there apart from Davinson Sanchez. So that to me would probably mean someone like a Lo Celso coming back into the fold if he is fit. Does Eric Dyer go back into the squad after being given a number, being registered earlier this week? Does Hugo Lloris come into the squad in place of Ben Forster? Ashley Phillips, is he the one that's going to be preferred to Dyer if there is an injury? So there's a lot of different questions. But look, if I was to throw to all of you fans, and said, right, here's the scenario. After 4 games of the Premier League season, Spurs have won 3, drawn 1, played 3 away games, got 10 points from 12, and your next game is Sheffield United, newly promoted Sheffield United at home, to make it 13 points from 15, you would all bite my hand off, and I would bite the hand off whoever was offering it to me. So Spurs, go and capitalise, go and make this happen. Because after that, that's the test. Let's get 13 points from 15. Then we can have the conversation after the win against Sheffield United of Arsenal away, Liverpool at home. Because that is 2 massive defining games against 2 of England's powerhouses of football. So I can't wait till tomorrow. I will be live at 2 o'clock with Kuva 99, as we are doing a live watch along. We're starting at 2. We'll go through the team news and then we'll do the live watch along. Then at 5:30, we will have a post-match show for fans to call in, for people to have their say, to vent if we've lost, to praise if we win, and anywhere in between the praising and the venting. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your Friday nights, whatever you do. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.